I've waited 43 years to do this. And at first I was debating whether to share the story or not, but I'm going to. My first man I dated at 19, I was 18, he was 19. We were together 3 months. I was a closeted gay man, terrified, and we were supposed to go on a canoeing trip. Well, the same weekend of that canoeing trip that my friend and I were supposed to go on, we called each other friends, my brother Jerry and sister-in-law Helen were getting married. So I went to their wedding instead of going on the canoeing trip. My friend still went on the canoeing trip by himself, and about him, he got killed.
Oh my
and I took that as a message from God, don't mess around with the gay world. I was afraid. And so I made some choices, and one of the best choices I made was to have 3 wonderful kids that I thank God for.
Yay! Yay!
So I absolutely love and adore this man, and I've never ever been in a relationship where I felt as loved or seen. So I made a brief list about why I love Richard. Right now, he's in his own personal purgatory.
He knows me very well.
Richard is one of the most loyal men I've ever met. Richard, I can review in my head when he introduced me to his mom, and his mom has Alzheimer's, and he was brushing her hair in a way that a son would only do. And that's one of the times I fell in love with you. I appreciate and love your loyalty, your friendships you have, how you challenge me and how I challenge you, how we always support each other. I promise I will never stop saying, how old do you think he is?
Of that he can dance.
Oh, yes. Richard's an amazing dancer. Some of his friends feel the opposite. He's an amazing dancer.
And he meditates.
And I meditate. Hey,
So,
hey, of course I meditate. I'm going to be doing a lot of meditating tonight.
so let me tell you when I realized I must have a future with Richard.
Here you go.
We were scheduled to watch a Cubs game, and it was going to be at his place, and Richard was going to be kind enough. He's an amazing cook, amazing cook. He was kind enough to he was going to pick up some food for us, and I'll have a couple glasses of wine, watch the Cubs playoff game. And I'm turning the frickin' clicker, and I can't get to it. I said, Richard, what is there a problem with your television set? Do you not have to pay the cable bill? He goes, oh, I got off that cable. You know, I was paying too much for that. I didn't get pissed. I got a little disappointed, and we sat and watched a movie together. I knew at that point I loved this man dearly. So I lied to you, Richard. I lied. A couple mornings ago, we're lying in bed, and he begins bringing up about our future. And I had a feeling I knew where this was going. And I said, oh, Richard, just like you can't handle I overwhelm you with trips. We got the party to go to, the 4th of July. We've got so many things we are decorating. Wait till we're in Turks and Caicos. We could talk about a future. I lied. I think we have a future. I'm not sure now. Richard, I love you. I adore you. I respect the hell out of you. You make me laugh. You make me cry. I've never, ever wanted to be married. Ever. And I want you so badly to be my husband. Will you marry me?
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
And we kept the secret. I know in my personal growth it's not good to keep secrets.
Personally put it on his finger.
These are dummies. We decided when we get engaged we'll get rings together. So we're keeping that agreement with each other.
So how many people knew about this?
Richard! Why do you think I was giving you the 1, 2, 3 this morning?
This is for us. The video
Oh, I'm sorry.
is not for
I think I got figured it
Okay.
Do you want to say anything, Richard?
As some of you may know, I have been toiling with this. Toiling probably isn't the right word. Pondering over what this would look like for Rick and I had even schemed a scenario of how this would happen at this event tonight, actually. And after my thoughts about it, I felt that I would probably like to do that in my own personal way, because the man who loves gay proposals on YouTube loves a spectacle, and it's probably not so much my way. So I decided, since he broke an agreement that we made, actually, and the agreement was that I would have to do the asking.
Right.
That was the agreement. So let's be clear, when he talks about keeping agreements, he does not keep agreements very well. So since I had to do the asking, I said, you know what, I'll do it my way. I prefer, even though this is wonderful intimate time with friends, I do prefer an intimate time with the two of us. And when I brought the subject up, he was all in another place about it. And I had decided that, in the friends who knew about this particular event, I said, you know what, I would like to do it my way. That would be doing it Rick's way, but I want to do it my way. But I am absolutely thrilled and amazed that all of you all were in on the secret, because you all kept a goddamn good secret. And I appreciate it. And let me just say that, as many of you also know, that Rick means the world to me. He is the man with the biggest heart I've ever met in my absolutely entire life. His heart, his big heart, completely overshadows any other traits he has about my cooking or anything else. It overwhelms even the nice things he says about me. He has the best and most wonderful heart in the world. And I'm sure he's often told you all about the first time that we met on a coffee date. And he came to the coffee date at a coffee shop in Andersonville, dressed in sweats and a baseball cap and his glasses. He clearly looked like he had just gotten out of bed.
I was depressed.
But we had a really, really sweet conversation. And when we left the coffee shop, he said, so, I thought that was a really nice conversation. Would you be willing to go on another date? And I thought to myself at the time, oh, you know, he's a really nice guy. And of course I'll go on another date with you. And I thought, I don't know what's going to go after that, but I'll go on another date with you for sure. And we went to an Italian restaurant in Andersonville, Activo or whatever it is. And went there, and I showed up to dinner, and he was dressed very, very nice. And I will never forget sitting across from him with this big smile on his face, without his glasses on, with not in sweats. And I said, oh my God, you are so handsome. And I tell you, from then on, we just started a really, really great conversation in life. And I was never doubtful about whether I liked him or not. I questioned it in many times to a certain way, but every time I'm with this man, he makes me feel wonderful. I'm happy to see him. And Rick, I am so excited to be able to spend the rest of my life with a man who really is my true love.
Well, fireworks, other ones, begin at 9:30. Enjoy, eat, drink, enjoy the band, and thank you, everybody. This is big for us. Thank you.